Hey, everyone out there, I don't know if you can hear me yet. It looks like I have a small number of people watching. Sometimes I like to talk to myself. But if you're out there, love to hear where people are coming in from. I see the numbers coming in. Hey, Stanley, how are you doing? It's just starting to dump people in. So, um, those of you who are just joining, love to hear where everybody's coming in from. That in the chat. I'll put where I'm coming in from so you're not at a disadvantage. Chicago, New Jersey. All right. Ireland, San Diego, UK. Good to see Caitlin from Indianapolis, Denver. Can't wait to be there for snow season. All right. So look at Madrid, Spain. We got several countries represented. This is really fun. Awesome. We'll give it just another minute just to make sure it lets everybody in. Hey, Chris, Carly, how are y'all doing today?
Doing good.
Yeah, doing great. Looking forward to talking about training.
Yeah. All right. I think it's time to go ahead and get started. Everybody, welcome to our session today. Today for 2024 Revealed. What's new? What's coming for Greenlight Guru? Today's webinars, we have a lot of great updates, a lot of new faces as well, maybe some people you haven't seen before, maybe some you have seen before. But before we get started, a couple things just want to mention. So on the right side of your screen up there in the top right, you'll see the chat and the Q&A. So the chat tab is where you can engage with other attendees, post those general comments. Again, we love to see where people are coming from, what your favorite things are about Greenlight Guru or your favorite content, whatever you want to put in there, engage with other attendees. But the Q&A tab is where you can ask questions that you specifically want us to answer or the presenters to answer. So put those in there. Even if you don't have a question, feel free to check out that Q&A tab because it gives you the opportunity to upvote other questions. So maybe you don't have a question, but you see one that's relevant to you, jump over there and vote on those, and we'll try to get the ones that are most relevant asked. Lastly, we do share the full recording and the slides with all the registrants. So you'll be getting that in an email from us later. So keep an eye out for that. Now I'd like to introduce today's panelists. I'll introduce myself first, I guess. I'm the one who I know the best. My name is Etienne Nichols. I'm a medical device guru here at Greenlight Guru. I'll be the moderator for today's event. I'm joined by Carly McCarthy. She's the senior manager of product marketing. If you're familiar with Greenlight Guru, at some point you'll probably come across her. She's a very important person to know. Amy Gilchrist is our senior product manager. Chris Hicks, our product manager, and then finally Stanley Finkelstein, our vice president of product. Before we get too far into the presentation, I want to mention a few things about Greenlight Guru. At Greenlight Guru, our focus is on moving medtech forward. So our solutions are designed to help streamline your processes so you can navigate those regulatory hurdles and succeed in the market. Our MedTech suite provides quality management, product development, clinical data management solutions that are designed exclusively for medical devices. At Greenlight Guru, everything we do is to enable your success, from streamlining your processes to helping your company overcome regulatory challenges, succeed in the market. Our QMS and EDC software solutions are built specifically for medical device companies to improve the speed and efficiency while reducing risk. Over 1,100 of the world's leading medtech companies trust Greenlight Guru. We're ready to take your company to the next level. All right, back to why we're here today. Today, we're going to be talking about 3 important themes when it comes to our product. So number 1, what's new? What are the latest capabilities that we've released? Secondly, what's coming? So what are we currently working on? And we're excited to get into our customers' hands. It's kind of the short term, what's coming. And then finally, what's next? A little bit more long-term look behind the curtain on where we're setting our focuses and what's guiding our thinking in the development of our product roadmap. So with all of that said, I'd like to turn it over to our first presenter, Carly McCarthy, to walk us through what's next. Go ahead and take it away, Carly.
Sweet. Thank you, Etienne. And hello, everyone. Thank you for joining. Like you said, I'm Carly McCarthy. I lead our product marketing team here at Greenlight Guru. Really, our role is just exciting. We get to translate all of the amazing work that our product team has been working on, all of the innovations, advancements, and take that to our customers and teach you all how to fully leverage and ensure that you understand and can achieve the right outcomes with our solutions. So just a little bit about me, where I sit into the organization and helping just build that bridge between our product team and you all, our customers. So I have the honor today, though, of kicking us off with a quick walk down memory lane and starting off with a quick retrospective of what's new. So a little recap back into 2023 and what it was that we brought to our customers. So the journey of 2023 actually starts in late 2022. So in September of 2022, I'll actually let anyone in the chat throw what they can guess happened in September 2022 in the medtech industry. I'll give you a hint. There was something that the FDA announced then. I'm watching the chat. I want to see if anyone wants to throw it out there. Our very own Zane Anderson got it right. CSA. Yeah. So back in 2022, the FDA announced or released their draft guidance for the computer software assurance. And this was a pivotal moment for the industry and led to one of the first major advancements that Greenlight Guru worked on. So in response to this guidance draft and then also looking into ISO validation best practices, we here at Greenlight Guru actually adopted a better automated risk-based approach to validating our QMS software. So something that we always make sure we provide our customers with every major release, big product update, is an up-to-date validation package. Why? It's because we want you all to be able to implement and use those new functionalities quick and easy, making it more simplified to validate software and making those new releases more accessible and manageable for you to adopt when they come out. So yes, a little trivia around CSA. So like I said, we started in 2022 in order to start thinking about 2023. But moving forward from CSA and getting really into the product, we transitioned from a closed system to a connected one. So since early 2023, we have been continuously releasing APIs, allowing our customers to bring their QMS data to integrate across the different software platforms that drive your business. So this really was in response to eliminating that manual data transfer happening amongst companies and fostering that continuity and connectivity of all of the different software tools that your team might be leveraging. We did an annual survey last year that found that on average, teams are using 9 different systems. So we know that your QMS is one critical piece of your business, and we want to make sure that you're able to take the necessary data from your QMS and pipe it into or around other systems that you're using. So from importing design controls and quality events to exporting maybe your training statuses into an analytics tool, we're really helping eliminate those painful tasks of the manual data grabs and transfers, helping you see and do more with your QMS data. So you can always check out our API documentation available from our website to kind of see what those programmatic actions are that we are continuously delivering and that you can leverage with our APIs. Now, one of the biggest releases that we had last year was the introduction of our new dedicated risk management workspace. So with configurable risk matrices and inline matrix editing capabilities, IMDRF codes for harms and hazards, and more, you can now integrate risk throughout the entire product lifecycle and ensure compliance. So we created, like I said, this dedicated workspace, and we're really excited to share here today our product manager, Amy. She'll be kind of demoing some of the continued enhancements that we are making to this workspace. So save a little bit for later, but with this risk management update, we also introduced our first intelligence offering, which was risk intelligence, that we called it, accelerating and improving the most painful parts of risk management, being that risk assessment and understanding how you can use industry data like the FDA mod database in their adverse events data, along with statistical modeling to help predict risk. So if you're interested in learning more about either of those solutions, definitely feel free to reach out for more resources, or if you're not a part of our customer community yet, you can always get a demo. But last but not least, our training management in 2023, we marked an important shift towards automation and streamlining our training workspace. So we introduced training requirements, group assignments, overall helping reduce the manual overhead that exists with managing trainings for scaling companies and all of your employees, and enhancing the operational efficiencies throughout, really making training an on-type program that you can better manage across the organization. So in just a bit, again, Chris will be here to talk to us more and share a little bit on where we're headed with training in 2024. And then I would be remiss not to mention that we reintroduced our other product, Smart Trial, the leading EDC solution for medtech companies. We reintroduced them as Greenlight Guru Clinical. So welcomed them into the Greenlight Guru brand, and they also got to celebrate some amazing product milestones alongside introducing a new brand, which is no small feat. So they last year also launched their reporting module, which helps provide the full overview of clinical data in one place, allowing users to get real-time insights into that data, different data managers, study sponsors, and really important for our CROs that also use this platform. So if you're interested, again, too, in learning more about our clinical product, please feel free to reach out to your customer success manager, or you can register for a demo on our website. So I want to thank you all for being the critical point or part of the development of this software. And with that, we've kind of recapped all of what's new. There's a lot of little things that we also continue to release throughout 2023 that you can see on our roadmap if you're a customer and have access to that. We're always releasing new capabilities or new enhancements to keep the platform living and breathing and working for our customers. But now that we've gone through the what's new, I want to transition into my favorite phase, something a little bit more thrilling, and not just because I get to highlight our product managers, but also because I am actually very excited to talk about that accumulation of little things that have stacked up into some pretty major advancements with our product. So with that, let's dive in. Risk has become a buzzword. It's always been a buzzword in the industry, and definitely now a buzzword for us here at Greenlight Guru. And with the release of our risk management software, we really dug in to understand the pains and challenges with risk. So we know that documenting risk is a common challenge for medical device companies. And we also found that over half the industry is still using disconnected general purpose tools to try and get the job done. So this often is leading to a world of headaches that I know you're all too familiar with, of wasted time, resources, potential rework, and again, that buzzword of more and increased risk, whether it be to the business or the patients. So to help solve that, we really dug into what are the biggest challenges. So of all the leading challenges with risk management, there was a tie for the two top pain points in the industry. And that was the lack of visibility and traceability of the risk management file, and then also the lack of clear ownership. So that really served into the why we've been building our risk management and why we've continued investing into risk management and building and enhancing this dedicated workspace for our customers. And ultimately, right, to help you all better collaborate, document risk in a compliant way, and help reduce that risk throughout your device, throughout your business as well. So we're continuing, like I said, to introduce new enhancements. And today we're excited to show you what it is that's coming next for the risk management workspace, which is risk reviews. So again, we understand risk is a challenge, and then we understand too that risk reviews are a very important and necessary task to ensure that your device is of high quality and that you're also following the compliance requirements of documenting risk. So however, that we find that it is a cumbersome process for many product teams. And so with risk reviews, we're looking to introduce a dedicated review workflow that can help you streamline the risk management process, ensure that compliance, drive that accountability, foster collaboration, so that you can ultimately enhance your product safety, accelerate time to market, and build a really robust audit-ready risk management file. So risk reviews are a key part of your process, of your documentation, of that RMF. We want you to be able to do that all with confidence. So when a team is finishing the risk assessment, team members really do need to sign off on that risk matrix and create a record that can be kept ready for an audit, or making that a built-in workflow that's easy to access and helps generate those records. So we're very excited for this. This functionality is currently slated for our customers to get access on February 1st. We are still working through making it more accessible and better for our customers. So there'll be more communications coming next week on when you can expect this, when it will become available to you all, and also how you can get started using it. But with that, I want to pass it over to our product manager, Amy, who's going to give us a quick demo of this new workflow of risk reviews.
In the risk management workspace, there is a dedicated review and approval workflow. Risk reviews are available from the action menu of the risk project. Let's start a new risk review. Simply enter a title and optional description. The risk project is now locked to edits and the status changes to in review. The system has generated a PDF artifact representing the current state of the risk project. First, the owner downloads and reviews that PDF artifact and indicates approval. Then, the parallel track routing continues to other members of the risk team. After all reviewers approve, the risk review can be published. The risk project returns to active status. All risk reviews for the project are listed. Selecting one, you can view the PDF artifact published from that risk review, as well as the corresponding routing review and activity history.
Awesome. Thank you, Amy, for showing the new risk management or risk review workflow.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Awesome. There'll be more to come from Amy, and there'll be more to come as we roll this out in helping our customers adopt this. But like I said, we're excited to get it in your hands, help streamline that documentation of risk, help that creation of that risk management file, where we really see you all, again, getting the most value out of this new functionality. So now, what else do we have coming? Like we mentioned a little bit earlier, in 2023, we embarked on this path to automated training. Chris Hicks is our conductor for the training train, as I like to say. And so for all of those customers that have joined us today, we hope that you've noticed the efforts that we have been making and contributing to improving that training management workspace. Again, we know all too well, just like risk, that training managers have the challenging job of managing their training programs and keeping things up to date, organized in an audit ready manner. And so we actually looked at, again, some of our market research and customer research, finding that the biggest challenge for training within an organization is that ensuring it's complete. And then we see that 40% again are still using these general purpose tools to move along their training program. So like with risk, this leads to a correlation, right, that we see of experiencing these same pains of things being too manual, too much of a resource and time drain, too challenging to maintain, and not always audit ready. This is really where we want our product to come help solve these solutions, and not just be like another general purpose tool where you really have to have the person behind the scenes doing just more work than is necessary. And so we've been introducing these enhancements that we've been talking about to our training workspace that will start to automate a lot of those manual tasks and headaches and paper cuts that we know that the training managers are experiencing. and making a lot of their work more simplified so they can really focus on the value add activities of ensuring things are complete, looking at trends and data, trends and analytics around their training program, and ultimately achieving compliance around the training and driving really true quality around their business. So new functionality that we have been talking about and we'll talk about some more today is the automatically assigning training when users are added or removed, deactivated from assigned trainings, helping eliminate gaps and errors in training records. And then, like we said, ultimately contributing to that audit readiness of your training program and your QMS. So we've been releasing portions of this, like I said earlier. We had the requirements come out, the group part come out, but today we're excited to show what's going to be coming in a later product update, not one that we have slated here for January, but right now targeting for February. And I'm going to pass it over to the conductor himself, Chris Hicks, our product manager leading the efforts around training, to give us a demo of all of the accumulation of little things that he's been working on and what's to come.
Thanks, Carly. I'll share out my screen. You guys should be seeing my screen. So the first thing that I'm going to walk you through is a demo of our change order automations focused on groups. So for that demo, I'm going to navigate to our training workspace and into our requirements tab. I'm going to go into my quality management training. This is a pre-configured training that I have for our demo today. A little bit about the setup of this training. It is set to assign training with due dates 30 days after assignment. It does not require a training attachment or trainer approval, and it is always assigning all documents associated with this training. I've got a group assigned, and in this group, I have my user account here. This user has already been assigned training and has completed training on the latest scope of this training requirement. So they're showing as complete, and my group is showing as 100% complete. And I have two documents associated with this training requirement, my management responsibility and review policy, as well as my quality manual. So what I'm going to do is we have a new user that should be part of that quality management group. So I'm going to browse to my company and to my groups. I have this pre-filtered down. So I'm going to edit my users. And I'm going to choose my light user account and save this change. Now what's happening in the background is the system is aware that a user has been added to a group. It is reaching out to training to find all of the associated training requirements with that group. And then the training requirements are doing an evaluation of whether training is needed for that user. In this case, because my light user account has not trained on the latest scope of this training requirement, a training event was automatically issued to that user. So this is really the onboarding case that Carly was mentioning. The hope is that as you establish groups across your organization and assign those two training requirements, onboarding new users looks just like dropping them in the group that represents their role or grouping within your organization. And we will do in the background that evaluation of their need to train and automatically assign out those trainings based on your defined requirements. Quickly, I'm going to log in with my light user account. Oop. Sorry about that. It is time to change my password. Live demos are always fun, right? Okay, I'll log in with this account now. We'll go to our training area and I will go to my training. In this case, I have a quality management training that is assigned out for the 24th of February. So that would be 30 days from today is our due date. I'm going to start my review of the documents. In this case, I'm pretty comfortable with the changes to my management review and responsibility, as well as my quality manual. So I will sign off on these documents. Sorry, folks. Let me refresh this page. It looks like we may be having issues with our demo environment. While I work on this, Carly, I'm going to send it back to you for just a moment.
No worries. Yeah, we love live demos. We get to see the things that are very much currently being worked on by our product team. So there's no excuse for that, us not being constantly in development for building these new functionalities and making sure that we're testing them, making them the right quality for our customers. So
apologies, we are back up and ready to go. Thanks, Carly.
Yes.
This is in one of our internal development environments. So these environments are constantly going through testing and changes in our environment. So it's likely that there was just an update pushed that took the system down for just a moment. So just as a reminder, I reviewed my documents as the user that was assigned this training event automatically. So I'm ready to complete my training. I'll enter in my password and complete my training. An important thing to note here is that this training was automatically completed. There's no admin intervention in cases where there is not a trainer approval or a trainee attachment that is required as part of training events that are issued by requirements. Because we issue them out to individuals, we are able to understand the settings of those training events and automatically complete them. So this removes a burdensome manual step that was there previously. So my user is complete. I'm going to go back in as my main account quickly. And we'll just take a look at the training compliance. And we see here, again, that my user is complete as an admin. I'm back in as my admin account. In the definition, I did not have to do any follow-up to make sure that this training event was complete. So again, just to talk through this use case, this is really, again, around onboarding and making sure that you can just drop folks into the groups that you need and automatically assign out that training. We're not going to demo the removal from groups or the deactivation of users today. It's a little bit more of a convoluted use case. But in those cases, when a user is removed from a group, we will do that same evaluation to understand their assignment to training. If they are no longer assigned to a training requirement and there's outstanding training from that requirement, we'll clean up that training with a cancellation reason of group removal. We do the same thing on deactivation, except with a justification of deactivation of that user. And that's really to prevent any perception of gaps in your training program when users are no longer required to train on that material. So that is existing functionality today that is in requirements. This is ready for you guys to use right now. Next, I'm going to click into one of our clickable prototypes, and this is for our change order automation. This is work that's currently in flight with our development teams. And this is really work that's aimed at solving critical document changes and issuing training based on those critical document changes. So what we're showing here is a change order. I'm going to click into the evaluation phase, and I'm going to choose to perform the evaluation in Greenlight Guru. This is an area where we're already asking you to do determinations on critical document changes and their effect on the status of your QMS. So it felt really comfortable to place a question around retraining on documents based on the change here. So our first option is no. When no retraining is required associated with documents with this change order, we will capture a justification for the reason why you are not doing that retraining. When I select yes, I'm presented a list of the documents that are associated with this change order that are also associated with training requirements, and I can individually select the documents that require retraining. Really, this is to support use cases where you may have small administrative changes or non-substantial content changes to documents where you may not want to retrain on those documents. So we will give you the flexibility to make those determinations as part of the change order. When there are any documents that are selected as not training, or not requiring retraining, we will require you to enter in this justification, and we will capture that in activity history. So once I save these changes, I can then go to the view of the change order, and I will publish this change order. This is the last step where we capture and make sure that determinations have been made for the documents and whether they require retraining. We pull forward any choices that you've made previously, as well as your entered in rationale. In this case, I don't want to make any changes, so I will publish the change order. What happens when we publish that change order is a similar triggering to what happened when I saved my group membership change. The system would do an evaluation of the training based on those documents, and at the time of publishing, it would automatically assign out those documents. So in this case, what we're showing in our prototype is just that documents, that a new training event has been created for the users assigned to that requirement with only the documents that we selected. So that is our change order automation. We hope, again, that this really closes the kind of critical document gap and gives you the flexibility to automatically assign training based on your change orders and your determinations as part of those change orders.
Awesome.
Thanks for the time for the demo today, and I'll throw it back to you, Carly.
Okay, go ahead, Carly, if you had anything else.
That's it. I want to thank you and Chris getting up here, showing off some software as it's still in development. We're very excited to give our customers a sneak peek behind the curtain. And sometimes things are a little messy, but we wanted to be able to show you just exactly how it is that we're making progress, what it is that we're working on. And these are things that we like to do to share our early progress with you all. So a lot of 2024, we'll be doing more sessions like this, more asynchronous things with our customers to really get the product and what we're working on in front of you. So you heard it from me. That's all I have left to wrap up with. So thank you again, Chris and Amy and Etienne. You're going to transition us.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you so much, Carly. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Amy. I was just looking at the chat. Looks like Richard, David, a couple others really like these changes. So it's good to get that positive feedback. We have a lot of questions. Keep those coming in, and also check the questions and upvote those. We'll get to those at the end. We'll try to get to as many as we can. Ephraim, I don't know if we can give you 100% credit for it, but maybe so. I don't know. We'll reach out to your CSM. We'll figure that out and see who to give credit to. This is fun. Let's move it over. Let me get our slides back up on the screen as well. And I want to introduce you to our VP of Vice President of Product. Stanley has over 15 years of experience hoping to deliver quality software products to the market. He spent the last 6 years working for a restaurant tech company where he led a team of product managers and designers that helped shape the core functionality and looks to bring the same expertise to lead our product team here at Greenlight Guru. So Stanley's based out of New Jersey, where he spent his free time wrangling his 2.5-year-old and 5.5-year-old boys. And so I can really, I can identify with that with mine as well. So I'm glad to have him with us. And Stanley, you want to take it away?
Sure. And thank you, Etienne. And right on cue today, I do have a sick kid at home, so it adds an extra sense of excitement here. I know Chris was working on a live environment, live demo. I have the excitement of thinking if one of my kids is going to bust through the door and say hello to you all. So with that being said, hello, everyone. I'm so excited to join the audience today, introduce myself, and introduce where we are taking the product in 2024. I think before we get into the product, I want to recognize and appreciate the work of everyone who has joined us today or watches this session back. You know, I've been drinking from the fire hose since starting at Greenlight Guru about 3 months ago, and learning about the work that our customers do, and the chance for our product and people to do even the slither of that journey is remarkable. I was drawn to Greenlight Guru for both the challenge and reward that is building software for the medical tech industry. Our mission is to improve the quality of life. I mean, how cool is that? That's something that I can absolutely get behind, and I know that the rest of the team can as well. And that's why I'm even more excited to unveil to you all today our core product themes for 2024. What we've already worked on, some of the things that Chris and Amy have already shared, and what we're targeting next. So let me introduce you to our core product focus for 2024. We have 5 core themes that we're looking to fulfill. And these will guide how customers will prioritize, develop, and how we prioritize the work for our customers. So you might be wondering, how do we land on all these? Although I've only been here for several months, I've had the opportunity to dive in with the amazing product team while sifting through all of the market research that our teams have done, along with all the feedback that you, the customers, have provided. Now, let me walk you through what each of these themes are and what we have slated so far. So our first product theme in 2024 is complete. And what do we mean by complete? Well, we want to ensure that our customers have everything that they need within the EQMS to be able to work more efficiently, maintain high quality, and improve time to market. So what's on our roadmap? So many of these are the most requested enhancements that we have received, and we're excited to be working on these items. So the first item is training visibility enhancements. So continuing our quest to eliminate any paper cuts that our companies come by when managing their training programs, including visibility into all the training assignments and requirements. Quizzing. So this is probably our number one customer feedback request, and one that we've already started doing some initial discovery on to bring forth a best way for companies to validate their employees if they comprehend the new processes and procedures. And then finally, supplier management. So we want our customers to be able to do more when managing their approved supplier list in their EQMS, so that we're looking to build more robust functionality to support this process. Our next theme that I want to dive into is connected. So from previous market research, we've uncovered that on average, medical device companies are managing 9 different tools across their business. Knowing that, we want to fit and connect into our customers' broader tech stack, making it simple to get data in and out of the platform for future analysis or to support internal workflows. So where is our focus going to be? One, it's additional APIs, starting with risk. Now that we have some really good, robust functionality built out with our new risk software, we're looking to bring import and export capabilities to support customers bringing in existing risk information and translating that data into other business systems. Next, we're also looking to add additional fields to all the existing APIs that we have in our system today. And then finally, we are looking for ways to provide real-time updates for events that happen in our system. So stay tuned for some of those things. Understanding the tools that our customers use and most commonly interface with is very, very critical to helping us decide what to develop next. So as always, we'd love to hear from you. The more feedback that we get from our customers, the better the Greenlight Guru software becomes. The last C is for customizable. So we want to build Greenlight Guru with added flexibility, allowing for personalization in workflow and data management to meet specific customer needs. We're not striving for a one-size-fits-all solution. We want to ensure that our application makes sense for all types of customers. So with that, our quality processes, we're doing a deep dive into them today. We've heard from our customers and the market that with more flexibility and configuration to our quality processes, workflows, we can better adapt to the different needs and challenges that vary from company to company. And we're also looking for areas where we can help better customers save time by completing bulk actions, including imports, exports, better personalization for their specific experience with elements of our platform like notifications. Now, let's talk about intuitive. Having an intuitive platform means that we're ensuring that our platform is designed for simplicity and efficiency. So offering an accessible, user-friendly experience for all customers throughout their journey has to be top of mind for us. So we'll be improving our UX and UI to make our application make more sense. I think that's the key for me, is we want to make it make more sense. And some things that we're going to be focusing on. We want our customers to be able to efficiently find, manipulate, and transport information in a very flexible way. We want them to be able to onboard quickly and spend less time learning how to use the app and more time doing the things that they need to do. And we want them to have a consistent experience and become familiar, make familiar usability patterns across the different workspaces. We don't want it to work one way in one workspace and a different way in another one. And finally, I think intelligent is the last theme that I want to touch on. So we're actively working with AI in how we can bring layers of automation, intelligence, and value to the work you do inside and out of your QMS. There's so much data available. We're looking for ways to make it easier for the customers to find the answers to the questions quickly with what we're calling Digital Guru. We're looking for ways to leverage our Guru knowledge base and infuse our application with it. Part of this too is to help customers put these insights into action. We've really dug into the risk management process, exploring where we can use industry accessible data to streamline and determine ways to predict risk for the medical device. These are just some of the exciting things that we have in the discovery pipeline, and we're going to be pursuing many of them. With the caveat that we want to talk to you and we want to hear from you even more to understand if we're going down the right path. So now I know we've covered a lot in a very short time here, but there's more. So what we just covered was just around what we have planned for our Greenlight QMS platform. However, we know that from our annual industry benchmark analysis that many organizations plan to pursue clinical trials within the next 2 years. So we would be remiss not to mention the complementary products part of the MedTech suite. So that's our clinical product. And it's got some big plans for 2024. As our product themes will be embodied throughout our entire organization, I want to zoom in on some key initiatives specific to our clinical data capture solution. So the team has spent the last year focusing on bringing reporting functionality, enhancing our user experience, and ensuring compliance with clinical data requirements in MedTech. We're going to continue focusing on all of that, and we're going to continue empowering our users with all of this data. So we want to help companies achieve compliance with elements like e-consent and IMDRF coding. Then finally focusing on how we can advance the study-based capabilities of the platform, bringing in more configuration and making the system even more complete for our customers. Again, thank you for giving me the time. Thank you for letting me introduce these themes to you and my plans. It's a team effort here. I'm just the face of the wonderful product and design team that we have here. And all of this wouldn't be anywhere without you, our customers. So if nothing else today, I'm calling for some more engagement from our customers. We want to hear from you. We want the feedback. We want to understand the pain points so that we can build a better product together. With that, I'll hand it back over to our host. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much, Stanley. Really appreciate it. Just a few months in, and looks like he's got his work cut out for him and the whole team. So I'm very excited about what's to come. So this is going to be really fun. If you're a Greenlight Guru customer and maybe something piqued your interest today, maybe you want to know more about it. I'm sure some of you do. Reminder real quick, just look at the Help Center and in the Greenlight Guru Academy to see how to get the most out of Greenlight Guru, because I'm sure we've had a lot of internal conversations. How do we get all of these little pieces of information to all of our customers? And there's always some functionality that maybe you're not used to. So check out the Help Center. Next week, I believe our next product update is currently slated for the end of January. So I think it's next week, but expect to hear more about that when this functionality is going to be rolled out to you, those of you who are our customers already. You can always reach out to your customer success managers to discuss anything that was mentioned today more in depth. You've probably seen some of the customer success managers in the chat. We only hire the people with the best personalities in the world. So hopefully you have a good relationship. Talk to them a little bit more. For those of you who may be new to Greenlight Guru, or maybe you're considering our solutions, we'd love to show you a little bit more about how our goals to move MedTech forward are in our software, and to show you our purpose-built solutions. So if you're interested, head over to www.greenlight.guru and submit a request for a demo, and someone will reach out to you and we can talk to you more about how we can help your organization. All right, let's kind of round it out. That's it for the presentation, but we have lots and lots of questions. I see just a ton of them coming in. So I'm just going to kind of come to the top here. David Shanes asked, well, before I do, let me bring everybody back on stage because you guys don't want to just look at me. All right, here we are. And I may even just take the slides off for a moment too. I'll figure out how to do that in just a minute. But the first question, the one with the most upvotes, and I'll just do another plug real quick for the upvoting system. If you're out there, maybe you don't have a question yet, feel free to go over to the Q&A and upvote those so that we can make sure we ask the most relevant questions. But David asked, will users that are not full users be able to train to documents in Greenlight Guru? And we'll just do the buzzer method. So whoever wants to take this question, feel free to jump in.
Yes, so there's no change based on these updates on the users that can train. So users that can train today will also be able to train as part of requirements.
Okay, cool. We'll call it the lightning round then. Good, nice. Caitlin, I'm not sure how to pronounce your last name, so apologies. Can only published documents be included in the retraining, or can scheduled documents be included?
Yeah, that's a great question. So scheduled to be published documents are currently not supported by training requirements. The good news, however, is that we are working on an update currently to support scheduled to be published documents as part of training requirements. That update is expected soon.
Awesome. And Chris, I don't know if the question came through or not, but I saw one person in the chat say they'd like a demo with you and their team, just with you, Chris. So I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but you are in demand right now.
We will take care of that after this call.
All right. Christopher Riska asked the question, can quizzes be in electronic form within Greenlight Guru?
There are a couple of questions around quizzing.
Yeah.
This is another one where there is some good news to share here as part of this call. I do not have details to share today around quizzing. We are entering a discovery phase around quizzing. We've been spending some time the last couple weeks doing some internal validation and initial thoughts on quizzing. It is on our roadmap. We expect quizzing to be our next follow-up in the training workspace once we complete the first round of change order automations. Right now, we have that projected for Q2 of this year, but of course, that is always subject to change.
Okay, very cool. So another question asked from Dan, is there a list of integrations or other software applications supported for the APIs as well as the scope of functionality? So I know we talked a little bit about APIs. I wonder if you want to talk to that.
Yeah, I can jump in there. Today, we have prioritized our APIs to allow better flexibility. We are evaluating different platforms that we should or shouldn't be plugged into. I think the first step is let's get the APIs built so that we can relatively easily connect to companies. And then we're going to do some evaluation to see where that goes. I know we do have an existing integration today with Jira for our design controls workspace. So outside of that, I think we're still trying to figure out how to get to that next step.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you, Stanley. All right. Some more specific functionality about the training. And so feel free to, answer as you wish. But this one asks, will training events be able to hold more than 100 people each?
Yeah, so today training events or training requirements do support more than 100 users. There is no restriction on training events. And that restriction down to 100 individuals is really to maintain system performance. But in those training requirements, any arbitrary number of users can be supported through a group. So if in a group you have 1,000 users, they can still be assigned to that training requirement.
All right. Sounds good. I'm going through. I'm trying to find questions that haven't already been asked because a lot of them we reword them and ask them in different ways. So I don't want to just keep asking the same thing. So Brenda asked the question, do training requirements need to be implemented to use the change order retraining?
Yes, so that functionality is tied specifically to training requirements. That's a new pattern in our system that we're able to add new functionality to that we weren't able to for our previous events. The idea is that training requirements are really intended as a go forward for your ongoing training concerns, essentially representing what you would in a matrix inside your organization. And those manual training events will be left in the system more for your one-off trainings. If you have a large group training that you want to capture a one-time sign-off, or you have someone come in and teach a continuing ed course and you have a certificate to attach, those kinds of use cases, training events will still be very useful for.
Okay. All right. Let me see here. So, did we answer this question? This one's from Audrey. Will the change order training automation support documents in scheduled status?
We did. So scheduled to be published status support for training requirements is coming soon.
All right.
And we do, just to be clear, we do expect that to release before change order automations.
Okay. Sounds good. Carly, did you see any that maybe I missed? Sometimes you're a little bit better at this than.
I was going to ask if you wanted some support.
Yeah.
And I think we got a lot of good like one-off questions that we'll be sure to follow up with everyone if we don't get to it here today. But looking at a lot of those that had the upvotes, were very specific to a lot of the training. So while we have Chris here, I appreciate everyone taking advantage of his mental capacity to answer a lot with training. So that was my fluff of while I'm over here scrolling through the Q&A, and I think we covered a lot of them. So
Yeah.
Amy and Chris and Stanley, you guys can see the Q&A too. Is there anything that stands out to you all that we could touch on?
There was a question around the timeline for the training releases. We expect the change order automations to release as part of our February product release. That is currently what we are targeting. So that's the major update. Again, in terms of quizzing, we're currently targeting Q2. So that's an update on the dates.
Very much appreciated, Chris. Yeah, I feel like that was maybe infiltrated in a lot of different messages, but
Yeah.
Address it. The people want quizzing, and we're working on it.
Maybe another question. Maybe it didn't get answered, but maybe it would be interesting too for Amy, since she hasn't gotten any questions yet. Do we have any examples of how maybe API integrations have streamlined operations for any particular clients?
Sure. Yes, we do have several clients that are leveraging our APIs to move data into an analytics tool, maybe like Power BI, to dig deeper into training completion and status for across our organization and individuals. So we do have customers using some of those export API endpoints for training status.
Okay. Yeah. I know everyone's going to be excited for quizzing, so stay tuned for that. Keep an eye out for the coming weeks when we talk a little bit more. But another question, because nobody really said much about risk. What about risk intelligence and the statistical modeling to improve risk assessments? Do you have any practical applications there? And I'm gonna head over the Q&A, so nobody panic. But I wanted to ask that question, Amy.
Yeah, sure. Carly mentioned risk intelligence. We're excited to bring some of those to our risk management workspace. But just to mention, risk intelligence taps into the FDA MAUDE database and uses Bayesian statistics to identify and predict the most relevant hazards and patient harms paired with estimated probabilities and severities. So we're able to deliver this data in a way that can be leveraged in building your risk matrix.
Okay. David Shane, since he asked, he asked this twice so I'm just gonna go ahead and ask it for him. For documents that the whole company needs to train on, do we need licenses for the whole company? Maybe this one's a Chris question.
Yes, you will. We do not support training for users without Greenlight Guru licenses.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool. And let's see, did you see any others, Carla? I know you're kind of cruising the chat as well.
There was one from Ellie Blair around the training event inclusion and our training events spawned by requirements and their inclusion in the training event list. I can give a little bit of color there. This is one where I would ask for feedback. If you guys do have feedback on this, please provide it to your CSMs or any other channel for Greenlight Guru. This is a decision we made very specifically based on the pattern of issuing out individual events out of the requirement. We wanted to avoid putting potentially hundreds or thousands of new events into that list to allow you to continue to use those manual training events for the use cases that I mentioned earlier. But if that is something that your organization is struggling with, we would love to hear that feedback.
Okay.
Thank you,
Great.
Chris.
And one person asked about, Diane asked, well, she said very nicely, I'm expecting the Greenlight Guru product to be ahead of the competitive curve as it typically is. Will you provide a matrix of features for comparison against competing solutions for each module? And I don't know the answer to that necessarily. I don't know if anyone does, but we'll take that as feedback and interest. And maybe Carly, I saw you light up.
My eyes lit up. We do have a resource that we can send out after this call, because I don't want to grab it or get too distracted grabbing it off of our website. But we do have a requirements list for if you are evaluating a QMS and what you should look for. And it has a feature list built out, selected of all the things that Greenlight supports, but again, all the things that you should look for when you're considering an eQMS software. So helping make that buying process easier for companies. So we'll be sure to link that out as well.
Okay. There was a question about Risk AI and the different sources of data it draws from. Can we speak to that, Amy, or anyone?
Yeah, so currently it is the FDA mod database, but some of our other artificial intelligence tools do pull in data from multiple sources.
Yeah.
So more to come, still in development.
Very cool. All right. I know I like to give 5 minutes at the top of the hour so that everybody can chill before their next meeting. Any last burning thoughts from any of the group before we close it out?
Last thing, there were a lot of good questions. So if we didn't get to yours, we'll be posting some FAQs for our customers with this recording, and reaching out one-off to really answer some of the more specific questions that we maybe didn't get to. So apologies if we didn't get to it today, but I think we covered a lot of great ground. And thank you to our product team as well for joining. Stanley, welcoming you into our customer community, and then Amy and Chris, I know our customers love getting FaceTime with the product team. So thank you all.
Yes. Thank you all for coming. Really appreciate it. Keep an eye out for that email for the presentation slides and the recording. We'll share those with you all later. Thank you all so much. We'll let you guys get back to it. Take care.
Thank you.